Hello friends. In previous two sessions, we discussed about meaning of forward contract, its features, uses, its advantage and demerits of forward contract. Now in this session, we'll be discussing about pricing of forward contract. What price should be charged by parties who are entering into contract. So now before discussing this, let us again have a just view on forward contract. As we have discussed in previous class, previous sessions, forward contract is a contract between two parties, either to buy or sell commodity with a specified date at a predetermined price. This is what the forward contract is. Next, forward contract is a tailor-made contract because the commodities can be altered, it can be changed, it can be tailor-made depending upon the requirement of both the parties. So you can enter into contract of any commodity with any date which is suitable to both the parties. This is called forward contract. So I can enter into contract to buy watch, I can enter into contract to buy sweaters, I can enter into contract to buy mobile phones, right? And the contract is based on mutual trust. Now the question is how the pricing of the contract is decided. What should be the price and how the price is decided. For example, if I am interested to buy mobile phone and if I have 20,000 rupees in my pocket, I can go to market and I will buy. It is a spot market transaction. So spot market transaction is I'm buying the commodity, I'm buying the asset by paying in cash. But what if I'm not having money right now, but I want the commodity, I want the asset after maybe 7 days, 8 days, 10 days, 1 month, or maybe 6 months, depending upon the requirement. So how much price I should ready to buy and what should the price that seller should charge from me. So let's take the example. If I'm buying anything, any commodity in cash market at 10,000 rupees, if it is, I'm buying on the spot by paying cash. But if the same item I request seller to provide me after a month, so seller will definitely will provide me this after a month, but the amount would not be 10,000. Amount would be definitely more than 10,000 because the seller will have to wait for me for 1 month, and that is called time value of money. Seller will charge some extra money because he is waiting for the customer to buy the product from himself, and whatever extra money he is charging, it is called time value of money. Now it depends on the trust between both the parties. If the seller is well known to me and I am regular customer of that seller, maybe he'll be charging amount different as compared to the other person depending upon the credit worthiness. So this is what the general theory of pricing of commodity is. Now let us discuss the actual practical consideration of pricing of commodity forward in forward market. So let us see from the next slide onwards what is the pricing of forward, and we'll be discussing some practical examples also of charging the forward price. The pricing of commodity forward contract. Commodity forward contract price, which is the price to be paid at the time of delivery. So contract is done today, but I have to pay after a month or maybe the date which we have decided will be decided by both the parties involved in the contract by negotiation. So in a forward contract, the commodity is decided today, the quality may be decided today, but the date is not today. The date can be future date. It can be after a month, after 3 months, after 6 months, depending upon the requirement. Now, to understand how the commodity forward contract priced, we will take one example. So let us see the example of pricing commodity forward. So here is the example of commodity forward price. So the example is Mr. Raja, who is doing the business of rice, is a merchant of rice. He realized that he will need a 20 metric ton of rice on July 1st. So let us say, for example, Raja is a rice seller, and he's predicting, he's thinking that on July he will be requiring 20 metric ton of rice. Now, how this requirement of rice can be fulfilled? So he will be having three options, three alternatives. Number one, Raja will not do anything. Raja will wait for July 1st. And let us say, for example, today is January. So from January to 1st July, that is 6 months. Raja is predicting that he will be required 20 metric ton of rice after 6 months. So what options he is having? He is having three options. Number one, Raja will not do anything until July 1st. And when the July 1st comes, he will go to cash market and he will buy 20 metric ton of rice, whatever the price is available in spot market. So number one is doing nothing at all. Wait till the exact date, and if you want 20 metric ton of rice, go to cash market and buy. This is first alternative. Alternative number two, on 1st January, that is today, Raja will enter into forward contract to buy 20 metric ton of rice. That means Raja will enter into long forward. He will be finding out some other party, counterparty, who is ready to sell him 20 metric ton of rice on 1st July. So the second option is entering into a forward contract. So right now he will enter into a contract, and he will be relaxed because he has already got someone who has promised him to supply 20 metric ton of rice on July 1st, and from January to June he will be doing his business peacefully, and the moment when July 1st comes, the other party will supply 20 metric ton of rice. This is called second alternative. And alternative number three, third option is Raja will buy this 20 metric ton of rice today only, as he has thought that in July he will be requiring. If in July rice is not available, so what he can do is he can buy in January itself. He will put it in warehouse, and for 6 months he will store this rice. The moment when July comes, he will be using this rice. This is third alternative. Fine. Now this is what the example is. Now let us see the answer, and let us see what which option is actually desirable for Mr. Raja. Let's see in the next slide. So here is the uh, options, three options, and let us analyze which option is good for Mr. Raja. Now the first option, as we said, was he will not do anything. He will wait for July. The moment July month come, he will go to cash market and buy. But this is very risky option, because in July, as he is a big merchant of his city, his town, in the month of July, if he is approaching the market, and if rice is not available in market, and he is not able to do his business will be having bad goodwill. Number one. Or number two, if he is waiting till July, if the season is not good, and till the month of July rice is not available in market, and then he will not be able to purchase in the month of July, his business will be closed. So first option is very risky. Raja should not go for option number one. Now option number two, it is a forward contract, right? He can think of second option. And third option, if he is going for the third option, that means if he purchases in the month of January and use in the month of July. But for the 6 month, he has to keep this rice in his warehouse, and he has to incur some carrying cost. Like whenever you buy any material, whenever you buy any business material and you keep in warehouse, you have to keep some charges. You have to maintain this stock into warehouse. What are the expenses which you have to incur? Is warehouse rent we have to pay. Then we need some peon, or you can say some security who can take care of our material which is in warehouse. Number 3, we have to incur the chemical, because for 6 months if we keep rice as it is, it may perish and it will not be able to. So that means Raja has will, or anybody who is purchasing 6 months ago, for this 6 month, storage cost and carrying cost has to be incurred. So this extra cost Raja will also have to maintain. If Raja does not want risk, that is first option. If Raja does not want to incur the carrying cost and storage cost, that is third option, then the best option is Raja should enter into forward contract. He should enter into forward contract, and then price they can decide based on mutual understanding. Now the question is, what should be the price? How much price Raja should be ready to pay? So assume if Raja is purchasing rice today, which cost 1 lakh rupees, for example, hypothetically, Raja purchases rice 20 metric ton of rice today, and the cost is 1 lakh rupees. To store this in warehouse for 6 months, Raja will additionally have to incur 20,000 additional cost. So 1 lakh Raja has already paid for rice. 20,000 he has to pay for warehouse and other expenses. So total expense becomes 1 lakh 20,000. Fine. So 1 lakh 20,000 is the cost if Raja purchases in January. So forward price, how much in forward market Raja should be ready to pay? So if we calculate 1,20,000 divided by 20 metric ton, 1,20,000 divided by 20 metric ton. So per metric ton is 6,000. So even if Raja purchases in January, he has 6,000 rupees of expense per metric ton. Now in forward contract, if somebody promises to deliver rice in the month of July at 6,000, so Raja should enter into contract. So it is desirable. Why to purchase today? Why to keep in warehouse? Whereas somebody is already ready to provide us in the month of July with the same cost. Or if somebody promises to pay this rice for less than 6,000, Raja should definitely enter into contract because it is cheaply available. But if somebody promises to pay rice, to deliver rice in the month of July at 6,100, then Raja should not enter into contract, right? Because let's say, for example, I'm promising Raja that I'll provide at 6,100, so Raja should not enter into contract with me. Rather than this, Raja should buy today, that is in January, keep it in warehouse, and even though he is incurring cost, he will be having cost of 6,000 only. So that is more better option. Now let us see the full calculation, the second example of forward contract with detailed calculation in the next slide. So here is a detailed example of pricing the commodity in forward market. Assume we are Sun Jewelers. We are doing business of gold, and we require 1,000 gram of gold on July 1st. That is on 1st July, we want 1,000 gram of gold. Today, that is April. Today is April 1st. The price of gold is 12,000 gram. So today is April, and we want this gold on 1st July, or we can say 30th June. So April, May and June. This is a prediction for 3 months. Today is April, and what prediction we are making, that after 3 months we require 1000 gram of gold. Today, that is on April 1st, the price of gold is 12,000 per gram. It plans to enter into forward contract to buy gold with the delivery date of 1st July, and it is estimated that the storage of gold will be costing 80,000 rupees, and it will invest its fund at 8% elsewhere. What should be the forward price of gold on forward contract? Okay, so what is the case is we want this gold 1000 gram after 3 months. Now we will make two calculations. Number one, if we purchase today 1000 gram of gold at 12,000 rupees, what are the cost we have to incur? Number one, for example, if I today is April 1st, I go to cash market and I'll buy 1000 gram at 12,000 rupees. So number one, my total amount block is 1000 into 12,000. That means 1000 gram of gold multiplied by 12,000 rupees per gram, that comes to 1 crore 20 lakh. 1 crore 20 lakh rupees will be block number one. If this 1 crore 20 lakh rupees are block, I will lose 8% interest for 3 months, because it is mentioned over here that company's cost of capital is 8%. So today in January I am making investment of 1 crore 20 lakh. This gold I'm not going to use till July, so for 3 months the gold will be idle. I'm not going to use, and that is why for 3 months I'm losing interest. So first cost is cost of interest, and second cost, if I purchase gold today in April, I have to store it in some safe area, maybe in bank locker or maybe in some my warehouse, and for this 3 months I have to pay 80,000 rupees of cost. So what calculation we will make? Number one, if we purchase gold today, right, and use after 3 months, what is the total cost of purchasing gold today? And number two, if we don't want to purchase gold today, if we want to enter into forward contract, what should be the price of forward contract, right? So let us see the solution from the next slide onwards, and there are steps of calculating this. So here is a step one. Step one is calculate the cost of carry model. That means we will find out the total cost. As I said, if I buy this 1000 gram into 12,000 rupees per gram, that comes to 1 crore 20 lakh rupees. This is my fund, which is block for 3 months. And if this 1 crore 20 lakh rupees are blocked for 3 months, I'm losing interest on 1 crore 20 lakh at 8% for 3 months. So I'm calculating the interest cost, or you can say loss of interest on my 1 crore 20 lakh. So this 1 crore 20 lakh multiplied by 8% multiplied by 3 month divided by 12, or you can say 1 crore 20 lakh into 2%, because 8% is for 12 months. What is for 3 months? It is 2%. So that comes to 2,40,000 rupees is my first cost, additional cost, that is loss of interest, or you can say opportunity cost. And number two, my second cost is storage cost, 80,000. Total cost of buying gold today and using after 3 months is 3,20,000, which is additional cost, right? So what is my total cost is 1 crore 20 lakh rupees, which is total cost of gold, plus there are two more costs. One is opportunity cost and one is storage cost. Opportunity cost is loss of interest, 2,40,000. Storage cost is 80,000. Total comes to 3,20,000. So my total cost of gold is 1 crore 23 lakh 20,000. Fine. Now this 1 crore 23 lakh 20,000 rupees is for 1000 gram of gold. What is for 1000 gram? So I'll make a calculation per 1000 gram. So here is a calculation. Calculate the cost of carry per gram of gold. So I'm having additional cost of 3,20,000 divided by 1000. That means per gram 320 rupees additional cost which I have to maintain if I purchase gold today. Now if I don't want to purchase gold today, I don't want this headache of making investment of gold 3 months before, keep it in warehouse, keep it in storage, losing the opportunity cost. Then the second option I can have is forward contract. So what should be the minimum forward price? At what price I should enter into forward contract? Right, as a smart investor, if I approach somebody and I request that I want 1000 gram of gold after 3 months, what price I should accept? So for this, the calculation would be like this. So as a smart investor, how much forward price I should accept? So my forward price should be 12,000, which is minimum price of gold, plus additional 320 I have to pay. If somebody promises me to give me 1000 gram of gold at 12,320, I should enter into contract. But if somebody is ready to sell me 1000 gram of gold at 12,350, I should not enter into contract. Why should I pay 12,350? If I purchase today, I keep it in warehouse, I hold it for myself, then it will cost only 12,320. But if somebody promises to pay me 12,320 or less than this, I should enter into forward contract. But if somebody promises to pay me this 1000 gram of gold at more than 12,320, I should not accept the forward contract. I should not enter into forward contract. So this is how calculation of forward price can be made. Thank you very much for the listening. If you want some more details, you can visit my blogspot also.